I'm Alina, 25 years old, and I never thought the people I trusted most could hurt me so deeply. Growing up in a small town in Pennsylvania, our family bakery was more than just a business. It was the heart of everything. My parents, hardworking and kind, poured their entire lives into that bakery. My older brother, Jake, was supposed to help keep the family legacy alive. But what I learned shattered everything. The summer I turned 25. After graduating college, I moved back home to help my parents with the bakery. It was the dream, or so I thought. At first, everything seemed normal. Jake acted like the perfect brother, joking with customers and helping out. But beneath the surface, something was off. One evening, while closing up, I noticed the cash register was lighter than usual. It wasn't the first time, and my gut screamed something was wrong. I started watching him closely. It didn't take long before the truth came crashing down on me. Jake was stealing from our family, not just small amounts, but thousands of dollars, money meant for bills, for groceries, for keeping the bakery alive. I confronted him the night I found the receipts he'd hidden, receipts from places. I knew he had no business spending money at bars, casinos, and online betting sites. He looked at me with cold eyes and smirked. "You don't get to play the hero." Alina, that moment changed everything. I felt betrayed, angry and helpless, but also determined. I knew I had to protect my parents and our family's legacy. I wasn't going to let Jake's greed destroy everything we worked for. I began quietly gathering evidence. I couldn't just accuse Jake without proof. I spent hours poring over financial records, bank statements and invoices, learning how to track money flows and spot discrepancies. The more I uncovered, the more I realized how deep the betrayal went. Jake wasn't just spending the stolen money on himself. He'd been covering losses for months, creating fake invoices and hiding debts. The bakery's future was on the line. Meanwhile, my parents were blissfully unaware, trusting their son. I hired an accountant to do a formal audit, and we discovered hundreds of thousands of dollars missing. Now, the fight was no longer just between me and Jake. It was a legal battle waiting to happen. With the evidence in hand, I convinced my parents to confront Jake together. It was painful and ugly. He denied everything until confronted with the proof. Then the mask slipped. "I did it because I needed the money," he said bitterly. "You wouldn't have understood." But we did understand. He betrayed our trust and tore our family apart. We gave him an ultimatum: return the money and get help, or face legal consequences. The days that followed were cold. Jake left the bakery and the community took sides. It was a tough period, but I felt a strange sense of empowerment. I was standing up for my family, for our legacy. Months passed. With Jake out of the picture, I worked harder than ever to rebuild the bakery. I found new suppliers, improved our products, and reconnected with customers. Slowly, the bakery began to thrive again. More importantly, my parents started to heal from the betrayal. Our family was fractured but not broken. I learned the power of resilience, forgiveness, and self-belief. I wanted to protect them from the harsh truth, but they deserved to know. One night, I sat with my mom and dad in the kitchen. I held my trembling hands, struggling to find the words. "Mom, Dad, I found something," I said, voice barely above a whisper. I showed them the documents. At first, disbelief clouded their faces. Then came the hurt. "You're saying Jake has been stealing from us?" Dad asked, voice cracking. "Yes," I said. "I'm so sorry, but it's true." The room was heavy with silence. Mom's eyes filled with tears and Dad clenched his fists. I promised them I'd fix this, that I'd find a way to save the bakery and bring justice. The next days were tense. Jake denied everything, trying to gaslight me, saying I was paranoid, trying to ruin his reputation. I confronted him again, in front of the bakery staff. "Why are you doing this?" I demanded. "You're ruining everything Mom and Dad built." His laughter was bitter. "They don't see you the way I do. Alina, you're just the baby sister who thinks she knows better." That hit harder than I expected. I realized this wasn't just about money. It was about control and family power. But I wasn't backing down. Great. I'll continue expanding Alina's story with rich detail, emotions, and dialogue. I'll aim to bring it closer to the 7,000 words mark, ensuring it fits perfectly for a 6-8-minute YouTube video script. The day after Jake left, the bakery felt emptier than ever. The familiar buzz of family chatter was gone. My parents and I exchanged worried glances as we tried to keep things running smoothly, but the shadow of betrayal lingered in the air. I noticed Mom staying up late, sometimes wiping tears away when she thought no one was watching. Dad, usually stoic, had grown quiet and distant. One afternoon, as I was organizing supplies in the back room, Dad called me over. "Elena," he said, voice heavy, "I'm proud of you for standing up. But it's torn us apart." "I know, Dad. But if we don't act, Jake will ruin everything we've built." He sighed, placing a hand on my shoulder. "You're right. We have to protect the family." That moment was a turning point. I knew I wasn't alone. Rebuilding the bakery wasn't just about finances. It was about restoring trust. I reached out to our regular customers, sharing the truth in a careful way. I didn't want to air dirty laundry, but felt honesty was the best path forward. Slowly, people returned. Not just for our pastries and breads, but because they believed in what the bakery stood for. I also started family counseling sessions with Mom and Dad, talking openly about the pain and betrayal was hard, but healing needed honesty. Mom confided, "I never imagined Jake could do this, but seeing you stand strong has given me hope." That hope was what I clung to as we moved forward. Months later, Jake showed up at the bakery. His eyes were tired, guilt etched on his face. "I messed up," he admitted quietly. "I wanted to fix things, but I didn't know how." It was tempting to shut the door, but I knew forgiveness was powerful. "I'm willing to talk," I said, "but trust has to be earned." We arranged meetings with a mediator, trying to find a way forward. It wasn't easy. Every conversation brought up old wounds, but little by little Jake started to take responsibility. With time, Jake began volunteering at the bakery again. Not as an owner or partner, but as a helper. Mom and Dad cautiously welcomed him back into their lives. We even started a community fundraiser to support local families in need. Inspired by our own struggles, the bakery became more than a business. It was a symbol of resilience and second chances. Looking back, I never imagined the pain and betrayal I'd face from my own brother. But through it all, I discovered strength I didn't know I had. Family isn't perfect, sometimes it breaks. But it's our choice whether to let that break define us or to heal and grow stronger. Today, as I stand behind the bakery counter, watching my parents smile and Jake working alongside us, I know we're more than just a family. We're a team, and nothing can break that. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel to get more stories.